It's one of those games, isn't it? One of those games you just want to pull your hair out. Alright guys, welcome back to Hoops and Football. I am Shannon. What is going on? I am here to have the little breakdown to probably our worst game of the year so far. If you were there at the game, I apologise that you had to go there and watch that game, but we are rebuilding. We are a very young side and we are trying to get ourselves back to where we were for our three-peat. Well, not three-peat, sorry, our dynasty. But I wouldn't say there's many signs, maybe one or two here and there. Definitely a lot of things we need to work on as a club. But we'll get there in time. So, alright, so it was 16-13, 109 to 6-4, 44 at the MCG today, on Sunday. So, against the Hollywood Hawk, we got smacked. We got taught a lesson of what it is to be a good club and a good team. Yeah, I think we all need to lower expectations. I think after a couple of wins, 2 wins on the season before the whole 10 games in, and everyone was getting, maybe getting a little bit over the top with how good we're going to be. Hollywood Hawks kind of put us back in our place. Shows you how good they are, but it also probably shows you shows you what we can probably be in a couple of years, actually, because I think Hawks only started rebuilding 3 years ago. So who says that we can't be this? We got 8 picks in, and I can't say all of them are going to work, but most of them are showing good signs. So fingers crossed, this could be us in a couple of years. Who knows? Who knows? It all depends on how well Ooze coaches and recovers from a game like this. How do our boys respond next week up against West Coast on Sunday? Do we go in our shells and does West Coast get their first win? Fingers crossed, no. But we'll see how we go. So, right, guys, let's get into it. Let's break it down. See who had a good game, who had a bad game, because it was hard to watch. Jacob Hopper, 28 disposals, 10 kicks, 18 handballs, 3 marks, 4 tackles, 5 clearances. Probably best on, in my opinion. Seemed like the only player who was kind of there for 4 quarters, and we need 4 quarter players to show up. Timmy Torrento, he had 26 disposals, 12 kicks, 14 handballs, 5 marks, 8 tackles, 4 clearances. Luke Trainer should be rising star this week. I don't see who else could have played better. If you do know, comments below, please. 21 disposals, 15 kicks, 6 handballs, 8 marks. So that's good to see. That's what he was drafted for. Very good marker. And 2 tackles. We'll stop there for a moment and just give Trainer credit because he definitely deserves it. Luke Trainer seems to be maybe the most daring defender we have in our back line. He's doing what Jaden Short used to do. Used to take those risky kicks off the back line, and he takes a chance on him. When you get it or you don't get it, but it's taken the chance. So in a couple of years' time of taking him, he'll know when to take him, when not to take him. Can I make that kick? Can I make the kick? Because he is a brilliant kick, we all could say. Nick Velostone, good game overall, probably, just as usual. 20 disposals, 16 kicks, 4 handballs, 5 marks, 2 tackles. Thompson Dow up there with his season average, 18 disposals, 7 kicks, 11 handballs, 2 marks, 1 clearance. Jaden Short, I know people will probably want to get rid of him, but it's hard to get rid of his premiership experience. I know, see how we go, but he had 15 disposals, 10 kicks, 5 handballs, 9 marks, and 4 tackles. Now you can see just between Luke Trainer and bloody Jaden Short, averaging over both kicks over 7 marks. So probably not hard to with how much the ball was coming down. So Sam Banks, he had 15 disposals, 8 kicks, 7 handballs, 3 marks, 2 tackles, 1 clearance. I want to pause there again, I know I paused it too many. I don't want to pause too much, but with the Banks one, I think we need to look into maybe getting Banks into the centre clearances, because he seems to be ambidextrous, so he can kick left and right. He has a lot of speed and the dare to take on the player. And with how we're losing in the midfield, I believe nearly every week, it's got to change. We need to find something. We need to find a way to inject a bit of pace and Dare into our midfield, because it seems to me right now it's the Taranto hopper, and it is get the ball put on the boot straight away. It's not try and break open and get a good run going and deliver into your forward line. Because you saw in this week and previous weeks when we've lost, other clubs seem to be able to do it so easily to our midfield. So it needs to be changed. It needs to be more pace to be injected into our team. Dominic Curvis had 14, 6 kicks, 8 handballs, 1 mark, 4 tackles, 28 hit-outs. So 29 hit-outs, 4 clearances. Tom Brown, 1 goal. Threw him in the forward line for a little bit. I think it's not a bad idea. Might be a good thing to do in the future when Josh Kipskis comes back and they don't want to play him forward, play Tom Brown forward. Last year he proved that was definitely a good goal kicker. He had 14 disposals, 13 kicks, 1 handball, 9 marks. Yet again, another defender with bulk marks. 1 tackle, Noel Bolter. For his second game back off his curfew for the night game, got booed by Hawthorn, and to all Hawthorn supporters. 14 disposals, 11 kicks, 3 handballs, 8 marks. Yet again, another defender with high mark count. Concerns, or sort of how well we may have helped up. Could have been a lot worse than 65. So, Jack Ross, 13 disposals. This is a concern. What do you have? 4 kicks, 9 handballs, 1 mark, no tackles, and 2 clearances. I think Jack Ross might be due for a game in the VFL. I think Kane McCall's knocking on the door, because he had 22 and a goal on the weekend, and he seems to have that speed with that left foot. So Nathan Broad had 13, 8 kicks, 5 handballs, 3 marks, 1 tackle. Hugo Ross Smith apparently was pretty good on the weekend. He showed some good durability to run up and down the ground and get around a lot. 12 disposals, 8 kicks, 4 handballs, 3 marks, 1 tackle, 1 clearance. McIntosh had 12, with 9 of them were kicks, 3 were handballs. Sorry, guys. So 4 marks, 4 tackles. And I'm not sure how much he played in the centre. It's probably would be a bad idea maybe this week we should have done a tag and roll on someone. So we could target Warple or something like that. Sam Lawler, getting concerned. I think he was named to play in the midfield. I don't know how much midfield time he played, but I definitely think he needs to play more. You know, if we're going to have these big 65 point losses, and it might come frequent, it might be a very common thing coming up. Players will be getting tired, young ones. Why not? It can't hurt. You know, we're not going to win every game. Why not have somebody in there who is the X factor? Because he is to me. He has an elite kick and handball. Always seems to find space, or he holds on to it long enough to find someone to get in space. It always seems to lead to good things. So he is somebody I would like to see be put in the midfield and get more time. Not sure how much he did spend there. He was named. Can you guys just let me know in the comments below if you can maybe have his centre bounce percentage of how many times he was there. So, but he had 1 behind. Kind of wish he kicked a goal. Keep that trend going for him. 12 disposals. That's why I'm saying he needs to go midfield time. 12 is not enough for him to be as damaging he is. Every time he's kicked multiple goals and been above 18 disposals, we've won. And that's 2 times he's done it. So, and we lost. And we did it against Brisbane when he had 24 and 2, but we lost. But that was against Brisbane. So, he had 5 kicks, 7 handballs, 3 marks, 4 tackles, 2 clearances. Seth Campbell, probably one of our best players, and keeps going the way he's going. He's a chance for all Australian Jack in that forward pocket. 1 goal, 11 disposals, 7 kicks, 4 handballs, 5 marks, 2 tackles. Ryan Mansell could have had a good game. Almost had a real good game, actually, sorry, is what I should say. 1 goal, 2 behinds, 10 disposals, 8 kicks, 2 handballs, 6 marks, 1 clearance. I think Mansell might be still building off his coming back off his break. I know everybody probably would tell you that he was just a suspension, but all the injury reports said he was out with a shoulder injury as well for 3 weeks. So I don't know how much it's affected his fitness, but you can definitely see he's building himself back into the game. Ben Miller, don't know how he kind of played. It's kind of hard to rate defenders for this week, because it would have been coming in left, right, and centre, and they just would have felt like they couldn't get a break. So, what's that? 9 disposals, 3 kicks, 6 handballs, 1 mark, 1 tackle. Steely Green, 1 goal, 1. Showing some bit more signs now. 8 disposals. 5 kicks, 3 handballs, 4 marks, 1 tackle, 1 clearance. Just on the Steely Green one, I've been pretty much on I've always kind of said, oh, maybe we need to drop him off and give Jasper a game. I can understand why he's not. They're probably playing him that similar role to a Butler and Castagna and Rioli back in 2017. That he doesn't require to have a high amount of disposals. It's just what he does when he gets it and the pressure he puts on it. And I think he's rated to be in our top 5 for the most precious acts per game. So I kind of can't knock him on that. James Josias kicked his first goal. Congratulations, mate. You're starting to show some signs. I definitely think he's proving all the doubters wrong. I know he was a sub, so remember these guys, he was a sub, and he still did a lot. So 7 disposals, 3 kicks, 4 handballs, and 3 marks. That's a sub in any, so it's pretty good. Tom Lynch, yet again, had another couple, too many misses. 3 behinds. He kicked those 3 goals straight. You know, it's a bit more of a better day. 7 disposals, 6 kicks, 1 handball, 5 marks. I'm like to seeing that he's getting the marks, but I will say, you know, you can punch Tom Lynch in the face and you don't get a free kick. He doesn't get a free kick for it anymore. So it's open season for that. Jonty Fall, 1 goal, 7 disposals, 3 of them were kicks, 4 handballs, 1 mark, so 1 tackle. Definitely showing signs. I definitely think we're too short. Sorry, definitely think we were too tall and I'm not tall enough in the midfield. Jeez, took me forever to get that, didn't it? I definitely think we need to, if we're going up against a team that has 3 tools, like a Sicily, Barras and Barrett, you need to have another tool. And that's a coaching fault, not player's fault. Morris Rowley Jr., now, I bring up Morris Rowley Jr. because he had 1 behind, 5 disposals. I feel bad for Morris because, you know, he definitely deserved a free kick from that Sicily's dirty act. I don't ever agree that he should be rewarded with a 50 metre just because, you know, Tim Taranto stood up to fight for his player, because it is a dog act to me to a player's laying face down the ground, grab his jersey and try and shove him back into the ground, and then a player comes and defends him, and you get a 50 metre. And also, Sicily flopped to the shithouse. So, that one rates me. It's a lot of bullshit. The umpires got suckered into that one when they shouldn't have, because the other player at first, you know, you shouldn't have touched him. He didn't need to touch Morris Rowley on the ground. And if you go off the Geelong and bloody Conga game, that's a free kick because he tripped him. Because he didn't get him above the knee. He didn't stay above the knees forever. So, that was a load of bullshit as well. But, yeah. Alright, so we'll get some stats that I've got concerns about. I want to bring this to you guys, your attention. It's something I think that the coach needs to adjust. So, it's starting to become a common occurrence. I know we're a young side, but I think this trend needs to stop because it's going to kill us, and it's killing us today. So, disposals, we are getting thumped in disposals. That is 428 to 311. That is 117 more disposals than us. We're not going to win a game if we can't get our hands on the ball enough. So I know a lot of people get angry about the system we kind of play, where we play that kick mark. Every now and then it's not a bad idea to do. I believe our system, I don't know if anyone can confirm it or they maybe have the same theory as me. I believe we're trying to play a mix of chaos and control. Know when to go fast and when to slow the game down. So I just think Uze needs to adjust that. That's also in the midfield. Like, it's also losing in the midfield, because if we don't win it in the mid, it just goes into the back line. And then we're chasing tail to get ourselves back. The midfield needs to be faster so we can get the ball going down to the forward line more, and get more disposals going in. So that did not help. It really killed us. So now, look, this one is going to bug most people, just because it's Richmond and we seem to be the ones who never get enough free kicks. 23 free kicks to 10, and I am confident to say I'm pretty sure I did this, and at half time, I think it was 19 to 9 in free kick count. That's atrocious going to half time. We were outdone by 10. Maybe it was 8 to 18 or 8 to 19, something like that. In the end, after half time, they got 5 free kicks, we got 2, and they pretty much just tucked the whistle away for 2 more calls after that. So I would love to see if you could break that down per quarter. You can't. So you can't look at that. Well, there you go. their average free kicks are 23, ours are 16.8. So they got their average, we just didn't get ours. So that really killed us. Because I think a few of them were bullshit. That Warple one, he didn't get hit. I believe he faked that. I've seen Tom Lynch during that game get dragged down, get hit in the head multiple times, went for a mark in the left flank. Pretty sure it was Brass, just smacked him in the head, and it was just play on. So, and I think they ended up going down and getting a goal. So that's a concern. I feel like the Richmond needs to bring that attention to the AFL, because I could probably find the stat somewhere that shows you the most free kicks given in the last couple of years. Actually, you can almost go back to 2017. We are always last on the ladder for some reason. So, for a team that doesn't get the ball much, we shouldn't be giving up that many free kicks. So that to me is just bullshit. I don't like to swear that much on camera. Sorry. And then the other concern was turnovers. We're pretty sloppy with the ball. We end up being 60. We had 61 turnovers to their 50. And I don't think you're going to win a game off that, because that is horrendous. So that's what I was saying with the control and chaos. I think we need to learn to control it. I will say, look, we are young, but I'm just trying to find ways for us to improve. It's just a regular fan who been watching football for a long time. I just think we need to know when to go and when not to go. Because some players, sorry, I'm not being rude to all our players, but some of the players on our teams take kicks that they don't have the skill set to kick that kick. There's probably not many players on our team that I'm comfortable with taking those risky kicks, and they're probably 3 or 4. Luke Trainer, maybe Tom Brown. I'm trying to think who else has got that elite bloody kick. Sam Lawler is probably the other one. So there you go, maybe only 3 I can really think off the top of my head. Oh, and Nick Flostone. So there's the 4 that I have faith that, can take a risky kick and get it in, and not make up too many mistakes. So yeah, concerns there for that. Got outmarked. Marks inside 50 weren't that great. We got smashed in the inside 50. No, we didn't lose by too much. That was a bit of a concern for me as well. Inside 50 count, and then just didn't get our bang for buck for what was going in there. So, and this is another one, the free kick one, 46 on tackles. So why are we not getting more free kicks if our tackles counts are fine? We had more inside 50 tackles than they did. So I just don't understand how this works. Where I understand a lot of times some clubs get more free kicks because they have the ball more and they chase and they tackle. So the players are under pressure, other teams under pressure, so you get the ball a lot more and you get pinned for holding the ball more. But not when you got 46 tackles each. Not when your tackles are tied. You have even tackles. There should be no reason why you have 13 more free kicks than us. That is enough. That's enough to be a 4-goal swing with 13 more free kicks. So, just my opinion, obviously. So, but I'm hoping that Ooze makes some adjustments in the middle, because we are going up against, I believe it's West Coast next week at the MCG, and I don't want to be the same thing. I would hate to see West Coast's midfield beat our midfield, because I think our midfield is better. I definitely believe that Tim Taranto, Hopper, McIntosh, and probably Sam Lawler. I don't think Ross will be. I hate to say it, but I think Ross probably is due to be dropped, and Morris Riley Jr. And bring in Jasper Alga, who's averaging almost 2 goals a game in the VFL. Had a great game on the weekend against Box Hill, and so did Kane McAuliffe. Probably saved us the game. McAuliffe on his own that last quarter, that big bloody 55-metre thumping goal. So I think it's time maybe to inject a different bit of youth. I know it's a new debutante and it's making us a lot younger, but this is probably the week to do it. If you're going to go young, to give them a taste like we did with Gray, then probably this is the week to do it when you're going up against another very young, inexperienced, out of form West Coast team. So, my opinion, we're not. Sports bet is probably putting us as going to be a pretty close game. They've got us at $1.16 and them at $2.35. So, it just kind of shows you that it's probably going to be a pretty close game overall. So, we'll see how we go. But if you guys could just leave a comment and tell me who you thought was best on ground, and maybe what you think we did good, or what you want to see different from this week's game going into the West Coast game next Sunday. So it's always good to get a different person's opinion, because I'm not at the game. I can only watch from KO, because obviously they don't put on Channel 7 very much these days. So I'm only watching what the camera shows me. I don't see everything that's going on the ground. So if you go to the game a lot more than I do, you might see things that I don't see. You might see, Tom Lynch working his player to get himself into open space or make space for somebody else. So just leave a comment if you could. Like, subscribe. If you want to, even share and get some of your mates involved if you're a mad Tiger supporter like we are. But obviously it's a bit of a downer, bit of a sad game. Kind of wanted a bit more. Kind of wanted to see that the usual 2 or 3 goals a quarter. Sorry, but a bit disappointed we didn't kick a goal in the first quarter, because you're never going to win against anyone doing that. So, all right, guys, yeah, let's just leave it at that for today. I'll see you guys probably soon in another video. I'll probably do a breakdown on the VFL's Box Hill game. And maybe if you guys would like, just let me know. I might make some highlights from every game and just do a little breakdown and just chop up the videos and make a highlight package just for Richmond. So, alright guys, until next time, see ya. Stay safe.